story. This is her story. Be bold, be brave, be beautiful. This is her story. Her story. This is her story. Be bold, be brave, be beautiful. This is her story. Every
All right. Welcome to hashtag Her Chosen Story. I am your host, Clivia. Such a pleasure to be here. Sometimes I don't know where to look, but I think I'm going to look this way. Welcome to our, I think this is our third annual Black Children's Book Week, where we participate in a global movement, right? We know that, especially for children of color or those in a Black, brown household, sometimes reading might be boring. I know for me growing up, I did not enjoy reading, and we lived literally across the street from a library. We would get books, but it just wasn't something that was fun for me. And the first time I actually enjoyed a book was when I think I was maybe in 11th or 12th grade in high school. I think one was When Things Fall Apart and Their Eyes Are Watching God. And I'm like, oh, reading is fun. This is cool, and I've always written. I've written just, things in my journal and always enjoyed writing, but the reading part of things was not I would say for me, right? So now that I'm a publisher, you see my t-shirt. I don't know if you can see it, but here's the logo, Chosen Veteran Publishing. We make t-shirts. That's just a side note. But now I'm publishing books, not just for myself, but for others. And here we are celebrating us, right? How many times growing up, we have not seen ourselves in books. We probably saw fruits and veggies as people. We watched Channel 13 a lot, but not seeing ourselves represented. So this is important where we are seeing ourselves represented. And it's a beautiful thing to see Kinky here, to see Locks, to see, us. And, someone might be watching this that might not be Black. They might not be brown. They may be of another ethnicity. This is for you too, to see us in your book. So we're supposed to have a special guest tonight. She is out of town, but I'm just going to show her book. This is The Power of Positive Self-Talk, a book of affirmations for children. And we're going to have some amazing children on tonight, different age groups. I am so excited to hear their stories, not their own story, not yet. So maybe this would motivate them to want to publish their own book, so they too can become a published author, right? And I can help with that. So I am not going to prolong our session for tonight because I know it's a school night and some of you have things to do. So for those who are watching, I think we have a couple of people watching live on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining. And thank you again for the support, and even for the parents and guardians that agreed to have their children participate. Thank you, thank you, thank you, because you could have been doing something else, right? You could have been cooking, you could have been sleeping, you could have been doing something else. So thank you so much for joining me here. And again, this is I want to say our third year celebrating Black Children's Book Week, even in our schools. And we also understand, and I'm going to be not all over the place, but I'm going to mention a few things, that we know that in some states they're trying to remove our history, and that could never happen. And we are going to make sure that does not happen, so that our Black history, our American history, our Caribbean history, and all the things stays alive for generations to come. And I'm 40 now, y'all. Yay, right? But one day I might not be here, and you guys would be the adults. You would be the one that would have to carry that torch. So we need to read these books daily. We need to share these books. And we have someone on they're not going to read tonight, but she's part of the NAACP Youth Council. We have a library in Seminole County, and one of the things I'm asking for is for you guys to donate books, whether it's history books, whether it's again, storybooks. We have books that will be read tonight. Swim Team, I Promise, Dreams, Hair Love, Who Was Harriet Tubman, and just all are welcome. That's the last one. And I'm just so happy that, again, you guys are here with me celebrating Black Children's Book Week. So without no other further ado, sorry for my tongue tie. One person was a little shy, so I'm going to bring them on first. And I'm going to remove myself from the screen. It doesn't mean that I'm no longer here, but I want you guys to have the floor. Okay, so for those who are maybe on YouTube, you can give us some thumbs up, some love. I'm not currently on YouTube, so I can't see what's going on, but I am just, again, happy, so happy to have you guys on. All right. And I'm going to welcome, and this is nothing biased, but it is Zaria. And it's just because of a little stage fright. Okay. Although we're virtual. So at this time, let's drop some hearts, show some love for Zaria. And she will be reading Swim Team by Johnny Christmas. Hi, Zaria.
Hi.
All right. So you can introduce yourself, tell them your name. You can say your age and the title and author, and I'm going to remove myself. All right. Thank you.
My name is Zaria. I'm 10 years old, and I'm going to be reading Swim Team by Johnny Christmas. Chapter 1, Butterflies. They're in Brooklyn at this time, so. Wait. Okay. Wait.
Is everything okay?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to have to bring on another reader, and then you can figure it out, okay? All right, so let's drop some hearts for Zaria. I'm not sure what went wrong, but at this time, we're going to welcome Austin reading I Promise by LeBron James. Let's give Austin some love. Austin, how are you today? I can't hear you. Can't hear you. I don't know. I guess you guys switch your headphones.
I'm good.
Oh, there we go.
Sorry, I was muted.
Oh, that's okay. Can you fix your collar? And the stage is all yours. Drop some hearts for Austin. He'll be reading. He'll tell you now. So say your name, your book title, and the author.
Hello, my name is Austin Nicholas. Today I'm going to be reading I Promise by LeBron James. I promise to work hard and do what's right, to be a leader in this game of life. I promise to go to school and read as much as I can, to follow the rules and respect the game plan. I promise to run full court and show up each time, to get right back up and let my magic shine. I promise to be open and try new things and enjoy the happy change can bring. I promise to wear a big smile and use kindness when I speak, to remain strong yet humble with everyone in defeat. I promise to ask for help whenever I need it, to reach for my star even when I can't see it. I promise to ask questions and find answers, to believe in next time and second chances. I promise to use my voice and stand up for what's right, and when things get tough, to keep up the fight. I promise to stand tall, rise up, and give all I've got to throw a alley-oop and uplift the others on the spot. I promise to respect my elders and my peers, the same to leave new places better than I came. I promise to stay true and keep my head up and never give up, no matter what. I promise to dream big and love bigger, to be a team player and a winner. I promise to cross bridges and break down walls, to rise with the sun and learn from the falls. I promise to be courageous, to be free, and strive for greatness. The end.
That was amazing. I'm going to give you a hand. And again, I can't see YouTube now. I don't see anyone writing in the comments, but I know they're showing you virtual love. Can we see the book cover of I Promise? Beautiful. So you guys can, according to your age group, you can purchase a copy of LeBron James, I Promise. That is a very, very great book. Thank you so much, Austin. We want you to hang out backstage. We're going to bring you back up a little later on, but I really appreciate you spending time to read. And I saw you pushing your brother away. Maybe he wants to read, but maybe we'll think about that. All right. So again,
maybe
thank
he
you
does
so much.
want to read.
Maybe. Thank you so much, Austin. We're going to bring up our next reader, and that is Dreams by Langston Hughes. Thank you, Austin. All right. Hello, Aylanette. How are you?
I am great. How about you?
I am fine. Thank you so much for asking. So we're going to show Aylanette some love. Again, she'll be reading Dreams by Langston Hughes. I'm going to remove myself. Tell everyone, even though I said your name, tell them your name, maybe your age, and the title and the author.
Okay.
Enjoy reading.
Hello, my name is Aylanette Lothamute. I am 8 years old, and I am going to be reading Dreams by Langston Hughes. And this is a poem, not a book. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field, frozen with snow. One moment. Tell me not in mournful numbers, life is an empty dream. For the soul is dead that slumbers, and things are not what they seem. Life is real, life is earnest, and grave is not gold. Dust through art to dust returnest was not spoken of the soul. Not enjoyment, not sorrow is our destined end or way. But to act, that each tomorrow find us farther than today. Art is long, and time is fleeting, and our hearts through start and brave, still, like muffled drums are beating, funeral marches to the grave. In the world's broad field of battle, in the bivouac of life, be not like dumb, driven cattle. Be a hero in the strifle. Trust no future, however pleasant. Let the dust past bury its dead. Act in living present. Heart within, God overhead. Lives of great men all remind us we can make our lives sublime and departing leave behind us. Footprints on the sand of time, footprints that perhaps another sailing oh, over life's so main. A forlorn and shipwrecked brother, seeing shall take heart again. Let us then be up and doing with a heart for any fate, still achieving, still pursing. Learn to labor and to wait. And I think I'm done.
Wonderful. Let's drop some love for Aylanette. And it's a poem, y'all. It's not a book. She corrected me, and that's all right. Thank you for reading Dreams by Lansing Hughes. That was very lovely. And although you had a little hiccup, you paused, you looked at it, and you kept going. And I love, love, love that. All right, so let's show Aylanette some love. Aylanette, stay in the backstage. We'll bring you back up later, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, this is going great. Great, great, great. So here's a quick ad. Gonna have a little ad. So next, we're gonna have Kaimani. But before Kaimani joins the stage, I am going to just do a quick advertisement. This here is a virtual event for men. So fathers, brothers, uncles, cousins, if you are tuning in on Wednesday, March 26th, we'll be on a platform just like this. We'll have some guys in this space, and we would have audience on YouTube tuning into a virtual event called Chosen Men. Men need to come together. And men, I created an acronym: mindful, empowered, and noble. All right. And that's who our men are or should be. All right. So save that date, Wednesday, March 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There is an Eventbrite link, and it will be on my Instagram where you can register. All right. That was just an infomercial. Thank you. All right. So at this time, let us welcome Kaimani. Kaimani will be reading, let's see if I can find it. Hear Love by Matthew A. Cherry. Hi, Kaimani.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Awesome. You sound great. So although I said your name, introduce yourself, your book title, and the author.
My name is Kamani, and I'm going to be reading Hair Love by Matthew A. Cherry. My name is Zuri, and I have hair that has a mind of its own. It kinks, coils, and curls every which way. Daddy tells me it's beautiful. That makes me proud. I love my hair. Let's be me. I'm funky braids on with beads. I am a princess. And when my hair is in two puffs, I am above the clouds like a superhero. My hair even does magic tricks. One day, Rocky and I were playing outside when along came the rain. From large to small, it went just like that. There is nothing my hair can't do. Today, I woke up extra early all by myself. It was too exciting to sleep. It's a big day. Daddy was still sleeping. Shh, I said to Rocky as we tiptoed past him. Look, lately Daddy has been worn out. He makes me breakfast, takes me to school, goes to work, picks me up. And yesterday we went for a bike ride around the park. I think he needs a break. Because today is special. I want a perfect hairstyle. This calls for a professional's touch. Crack. Paws off Rocky. Daddy heard the crash. Zuri, what on earth? He asked. I was only trying to help, I said. Daddy smiled. Can I help too? I'll be the I'll be the piece of cake, Zuzu. The first hairstyle was a big no way. The second was no better. No, Daddy. Then Daddy tried slicking my hair back into two puffs. Ouch, Daddy yelled. Wait a minute, Daddy said as he reached into the drawer and pulled out a pick. Ta-da! Dad, Daddy, really? I said. I'll be right back, he promised. Now, how's that? She asked, pulling a hat down over my eyes. Come on, Daddy, come on. We can do better than that. I really need my hair to be special. Don't worry, he said. We'll figure this out. Then I had a great idea. Daddy gathered all the tools we needed and we were set. Watching carefully, Daddy combed, parted, oiled, and twisted. He nailed it. Funky braid puff buns. Pretty, pretty, and so much fun. Rocky approved it too. But I put on my superhero cape as the final touch to a perfect look. Where's my Zuzu, Mommy called from the door. She could not get in the house fast enough. Mommy, you've got to be the prettiest Supergirl I've ever seen, she said. And your hair is beautiful, Zuri. Who did it? I looked at Daddy and Mommy smiled very nice. Thank you, we have learned from the best, Daddy said as he gave her a big hug. My hair is Mommy, Daddy, and me. It's hair love. The end.
That that was beautiful. And can we see that picture one more time?
Mm-hmm.
Here, love. That is awesome. You guys drop some hearts for Kaimani. She just read Here Love by Matthew A. Cherry. Thank you so much. Stay in the backstage and we'll bring you back up later on this evening, okay? Thank you. That was awesome. It reminded me of I remember when I was maybe 6. Dad used to work at night, mom used to work in the day. So I had graduation pictures. This was kindergarten in New York. We had cap and gowns, and my dad had to try to do my hair. And I think it was me and my sister. We have a picture where he just used the brush. He tried to do maybe 3-strand twists, and it just looked like maybe 10, just all crumbled. But the hair was basically like this. And I have that picture, and it just brings back memories of that hair love, right? Because sometimes we have different types of hair, and sometimes our parents just don't know what to do. My mom at 7 relaxed my hair, meaning she straightened my hair, which damaged my hair. But thankfully, we understand certain things now where we are able to care for our hair. There's products, and that was a um, beautiful read. And dads, we thank you. Thank you for trying. You do try. All right. At this time, we will have Liam. Liam will be reading All Are Welcome by Alexandra Penfold and Susan Kaufman. And at this time, I'm going to bring Liam to the stage. Hello, Liam.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
All right. So I see the name says Michelle Miller, but we can adjust that. So I'm going to give you the stage. Tell us your name and your book title and the author. Enjoy.
So, my name is Liam, and I'm going to be reading All Are Welcome by Alexandra Penfold and Suzanne Kaufman. Pencils sharpened in their case, bells are ringing, let's make haste. School's beginning, dreams to chase, all are welcome here. No matter how you start your day, what you wear when you play, or if you come from far away, all are welcome here. It, in our classroom, safe and sound, fears are lost and hope is found. Raise your hand, we'll go around, all are welcome here. Gather now, let's all take part. We'll play music, we'll make art. We'll share stories from the heart. All are welcome here. Time for lunch. What a spread. A dozen different kinds of bread. Pass it around till everyone's fed. All are welcome here. Open doors, rush outside. We will swing, we will slide. We will have fun side by side. All are welcome here. We are part of a community. Our strength is our diversity. A shelter from adversity. All are welcome here. We will learn from each other. Special talents will uncover. There's a big world to discover. All are welcome here. So much to learn, so much to do, and when the busy day is through, can't wait to come back, start anew. All are welcome here. Head for home to get some rest and greet tomorrow, ready and fresh. Our time together is the best. All are welcome here. You have a place here. You have a space here. You are welcome here. And that's it.
Beautiful. Drop some hearts for Liam. All are welcome here. And that's beautiful. And that resonates with me. And I'll share a little on that. Thank you again, Liam. Stay in the backstage. We're going to bring you back up shortly, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. So all are welcome here. And if you guys follow me, I know some don't, but maybe you'll begin. See at the bottom, like, subscribe, share, because I do things, and I do things that it's not about me, it's about you. It's about our neighbors, it's about others. And one thing I want to share is you are chosen, right? I believe I was chosen to do this. I could be doing so many other things. Somebody asked me recently, how was it growing up? Like, how was my childhood? How was it having a sister, having a brother? And I was always either playing with my Barbies, just doing my own thing, right? Because I was always, whether I was called weird, I was called unique, I was called different, I knew I was chosen. I knew that I was special. I knew that I belonged. And I've been seeing the words, you belong here. And it could be physically here in Florida. It could be here where I live in this town, or it just could be here existing on this earth for such a time as this. So my brand is chosen, right? And I know that I am chosen. So my encouragement to each of you that are on tonight is that you are chosen for such a time as this. It could have been anyone else, but you guys said, yes, I want to read. I want to be part of this special event. So thank you for being chosen. All right. At this time, I'm going to welcome Josiah. Josiah will be reading this evening. He will be reading Who Was Harriet Tubman by Zeldis McDonough. And at this time, drop some hearts for Josiah. Hi, Josiah.
Hey.
How are you?
Good.
Awesome. Well, again, I already said your name, but introduce yourself, your book title, and the author. Enjoy.
So, my name is Josiah, and I am 9 years old. And today I will be reading Who Was Harriet Tubman by Yana Zeldis McDonough. Who was Harriet Tubman? No one knows the exact year in which Harriet Tubman was born. It may have been 1820 or 1821.
Almost everyone thought the birth of a slave baby wasn't worth remembering. Born a slave, Harriet Tubman grew into a brave and daring young woman. She was brave enough to escape from slavery. She was daring enough to she was daring enough to help others escape too, because she led so many to freedom. She was called Moses, like Moses in the Bible. Harriet Tubman believed that her people should be free, and she risked her life many times to help them become free. Even after she had escaped safely from the South, she went back to take other slaves north to freedom. Here is her story. Chapter 1, Life in Maryland. Sometimes around 1820 in Maryland, a slave named Harriet Ross had a baby girl. Neither Harriet, who was called Old Rit, nor her husband Ben could read or write, so they couldn't record the year of the baby's birth. No one else thought it was worth doing, but Old Rit loved her tiny child and wanted to protect her. She hoped her little girl, whose nickname was Minty, would learn to sew, cook, or weave. Then she could be a house slave and avoid the back-breaking work picking crops like tobacco, corn, or wheat in the fields. Old Rit and Ben had been born slaves. They had many children, all of whom were slaves too. Black people had been slaves in the United States for a long time, ever since 1619, when blacks from Africa were kidnapped and brought on slave ships. To Virginia, slavery had been a part of American life. By the early 18,000s, most of the northern states had stopped slavery, but the southern states had not. Slaves like Ben and Old Rit worked very hard, yet they were not paid for their work. Instead, Ben and Old Rit lived on land owned by their master, a man named Mr. Brodas. This land and the many buildings on it was called a plantation. Mr. Broda's plantation house was large and grand like so many of those in the South. Ben and Old Rick could see the Brothers' big house every day, but they didn't live there. They lived in a long log cabin like the other slaves on the plantation. Slaves' cabins were very small. They had no windows. The floors were made of dirt. Piles of worn out blankets were the only beds. Still, for little Minty, this was home and she loved it. As soon as she could walk, Minty joined her brothers and sisters and other slave children who were watched by an older slave. The littlest child ran and played naked. The older ones wore a coarse linen garment. None of them wore shoes. Still, they had fun. Summers were warm and bright. They swam and fished in the many streams and creeks. Even though she was a slave, Minty was happy. She loved her parents. Ben, her father, told her stories about the woods. He could name the birds. He knew which were sweet and tasty. Minty's mother told her stories from the Bible, from her mother. Minty learned about Moses. Moses had lived thousands of years before. He led his people in the Hebrews out of Egypt, where they had been slaves, and into freedom. Around 1826, when Minty turned 6, her life changed. Mr. Brodas hired her out. This meant that she had to leave her parents and her home. She had to go live and work for white people who could not afford to buy a slave of their own. The day she had to leave, a wagon came to take her away. Minty did not want to go. Her two older sisters had been taken away. She remembered how they cried and cried, but they had to go anyway. So did Minty. Minty worked for a woman named Mrs. Cook. Mrs. Cook was a weaver. She spent her days in front of a big and noisy loom. Minty helped her wind the yard. The air was filled with fuzz and lint. It made Minty cough. She dropped the yarn. She couldn't concentrate. Mrs. Cook got angry. When she was angry, she would punish Minty by whipping her. Slaves were whipped off often. That was how the masters made them behave. Mrs. Cook told her husband that Minty was stupid and slow. So Mr. Cook had her help him instead. He was trying to catch the muskrats. He set out traps by the river. It was Minty's job to watch them. It was cold near the river, but it was quiet too. The air was clear and fresh. One day, Minty woke up feeling sick. Mrs. Cook thought she was pretending so she wouldn't have to work. Just as always, Mr. Cook sent Minty out to check the traps. She went down to the river, shivering from fever. When she got back, Mrs. Cook saw that she was really sick. She sent she sent Minty home to her parents to get well. Old took care of Minty for 6 weeks, but then it was back to Mrs. Cook in the loom. Minty could not learn to do the job. The cook sent her home again. Next, Mr. Broadus hired Minty out to a woman named Miss Susan. Minty, who was only about 7, had to watch Miss Susan's baby. If the baby cried, Minty was whipped. At night, she sat by the baby's cradle. She rocked it gently, but Minty was tired. She would fall asleep and the baby would begin to cry. Then Miss Susan would get angry at being woken and Minty was whipped again. Minty learned to stay alert for the baby, but it was hard. She was always tired. Bowl on the table. She had never tasted sugar. Slaves were rarely given candle or treats. It looked so good, but Miss Susan saw her. Furious, she reached for the whip. Minty was too fast. Out the door she flew. She did not stop running until she was sure Miss Susan was no longer chasing her. But now, what if she went back? She would face a whipping. Minty found a pig pen. She crawled inside to hide. She was very young, but she was bold. She tried to fight the piglets for potato peelings and other scraps of food. But the mother pig pushed Minty away. After 5 days, Minty was filthy and starving. She knew she would have to return to her mistress. Later, Minty would say, I didn't have anywhere else to go, even though I knew what was coming. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Josiah. And I know you have the book is a little lengthy. So if you guys are intrigued by the story, tell us the name of the story one more time and the author so they can purchase because we want you guys to purchase these books.
The title was Who Was Harriet Tubman and the author was Yana Zeldis McDonough.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Josiah. Drop some hearts and show Josiah some love. Stay in the backstage and we'll bring you back up, okay? Thanks, Josiah. All right, that was awesome. And I mean, I've never really heard all of that in regards to who Harriet Tubman was. I know some of us in school, they didn't even tell us she had another name. At least I don't remember that. I thought it was always Harriet Tubman. All right, so we are winding down. And again, show our readers some love. I know some people are on YouTube. Um, we have the parents in the background. So parents, again, thank you guys, parents and guardians. We do thank you. At this time, we had a little hiccup in the beginning, but we're going to bring Zaria back on the stage with something new. It'll be something new. And this is Hey Black Child by Yuseni Eugene Perkins. All right. Zaria, it's all yours. Introduce yourself, the poem, and the author.
Hi, my name is Zaria, and I'm reading Hey Black Child by Yuseni Eugene Perkins. Hey Black Child, do you know who you are, who you really are? Do you know you can be who you want to be if you try to be, if you can be? Hey Black Child, do you know where you're going, where you're really going? Do you know you can learn what you want to learn if you try to learn what you can learn? Hey Black Child, do you know you are strong? I mean really strong. Do you know you can do what you want to do if you try to do what you can do? Hey Black Child, be what you can be. Learn what you must learn, do what you can do, and tomorrow your nation will be what you want it to be.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Hey Black Child. So we had two poems and we had a couple of book readings. So Zaria, hang out in the backstage and we'll bring you back up shortly, okay? Drop some hearts for Zaria. Thank you so much for that poem by Yuseni Eugene Perkins. All right, that was wonderful. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. And this is something, I mean, I feel we can do this every month, right? What y'all think? Maybe once a month. Maybe I think it's something that I think we need for our children at different ages, even older, right? Older children, teens, young adults, even adults. Maybe we should do this once a month. Let me think about it. I'll pray about it. All right. So we want to thank everyone that participated. We have, let me just go through the list. We had Zaria, we had Austin, Kaimani, Josiah, Liam, Ilanette. And at this time, I'm going to bring on Michelle Miller. Michelle is an educator. There's a long list of things that she currently does. Amazing. She's a special education liaison, intervention specialist, SETTS provider, a science teacher, a teacher mentor, a peer recruiter, which is for new teachers, and she also teaches K through 5. Looks to me like they need to hire some help. All right, but at this time, I'm going to welcome Michelle to the stage. Let me just update something really quickly. And we're going to hear a little from her. So, hi, Michelle.
Hey.
How are you?
A bit tired.
I mean, with that list, I'll be tired too. I'm so glad that you said yes for just joining us here this evening. We're supposed to have someone just to encourage the children to affirm themselves through just positive words, but having an educator is also important. And I should have thought of that before. So thank you again for being here. And I just want you to share with the audience and those who would come back and listen and for years to come, why do you think reading, especially, and again, I'm Black, you're Black, and we understand that some might feel like, oh, why is it just Black children's book week? What about me? We understand, yes. And I think it was Liam that read All Are Welcome, right? We're welcoming everyone, but we want to highlight us because we know that statistics have shown that those numbers might be lower in testing and all the other things. Like I said, growing up, I did not enjoy reading. I only did it because I had to. It was not something that I loved. Right. So I'm going to give you the stage. Just share a little on why you really think that, reading and literacy is important for our children.
Okay, so like you said just now, literacy in this country period, the nation is performing extremely low. We are probably below a lot of the other countries, European countries, even Caribbean countries in reading. So there's sort of a reading epidemic happening, and it's nothing new, but I believe since COVID, it had just gotten worse. And someone like me, I'm a big fan of reading. I've always been a reader, and like you, Liam doesn't really like to read that much, but despite that, so I try to encourage him. Now he's older, he's in the fifth grade, um and he's going to the sixth grade soon. He seems to take it a little more serious, but even in our families, in our Black communities, the reading deficit is even much more wider than it is in for other people of non-color in white families. And there's a what they call, there's a gap, and every year the gap just seems to be widening. So that's why what you're doing here is very important, um, for our kids, for our parents, just to encourage reading in our own Black communities. And I know the DOE New York City has this program called New York City Reads, that even though I'm a teacher, I participated in it, and it's just for parents in every district, right? And they do professional development on reading, and explain why reading is important and what parents can do to encourage your reading. And sometimes too, parents just don't have the information. It's just that it's not that we don't want our kids to learn to read. Parents just don't know what to do. For example, a parent approached me today. Like I said, I work with um, special needs students, so I'm in charge of the special needs department at my school. So a parent came to me and she was expressing her concern. Her student is in second grade, and statistics shows if kids aren't reading by the second grade, they're going to just fall further back. Now, if a child has a reading deficit, it's just easier to implement interventions from kindergarten, first grade. By second grade, if they're still having a harder time, then reading becomes even harder for them. And she was just frustrated. She's like, her child is having such a difficult time reading at home. What can she do? she she was willing to, pay for tutoring. So that my job is to try to find her another source. And this is a student that I pulled out of the classroom and help with reading, because I do pull kids out of the classroom and help them with reading and math. um but she came to me looking for resources, and like I said before, a lot of parents just don't know where to turn or what to do. Some parents don't know how to read themselves. Right. My school serve low income families, and a lot of them struggle with knowing how to help their students. So that's where we come in as educators, and you doing programs like this where you're exposing kids to reading and encouraging parents, just to read to kids at home. But another thing that they talk about, and I can go on about reading for a while, so jump
I'm
in
going to
and
join it
exactly.
because I know you're passionate about it.
Yeah.
No,
But
you
yeah,
can.
another
Mhm.
thing they talk about is just how do kids learn to read. So I don't know if anyone have heard about the science of reading. So the science of reading, like I think like around 2020 it became more popular. Um and like in New York City they changed all the reading curriculums within the last 2 years. So the curriculum we used to use back then, basically it was saying it wasn't based on the evidence of how kids learn to read, and our kids were just struggling, and teachers were teaching because this is what they've been taught. They were taught in their teacher prep program, this is how you teach kids to read. And now all of a sudden they discover, well, kids don't learn to read like that. So in New York City is one of the states, and I know a lot of states that they changed their whole reading program. And so there's a bunch of different reading programs now that school has to choose from, that shows kids how to read, teach kids how to read. So part of the problem was teachers were teaching, but they weren't teaching kids the right way of how to read. So a lot of kids went on not knowing how to read, and teachers feeling like they're doing such a good job of not knowing any better.
Wow, that's so interesting, and yeah, we have a lot of work to do as a people, as a
Yeah,
community. And I remember we did a live, it might have been last year, 2 years ago, with I believe we had two other educators on. There's
I
so much
remember.
that yeah, we have work to do. So I
Yeah.
think I would probably, here I go again, taking up another responsibility. But if I have to use this platform, so if you come up with an idea and you feel like, you know what, let's talk about this, it would be my pleasure to, have you expose certain things, of course, that you're able to share with us, because it's very, very important. And even you mentioning parents not even knowing how to read. And I love New York for a lot of the resources that I still say that we have up north, where there's classes and things for parents, like, let's teach you how to read so that you
Mhm.
can teach your children, because teachers could do but so much, and I mean, they go after school, but the after schools is it's different. So we do have work to do. So I just want to thank you, Miss Miller. Is that what they call you?
Yes, Miss
Uh,
Miller.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
always a
thank you
pleasure.
so much. And we'll definitely do this again. And your many titles, your many hats, I want you to remember self-care is important. And I know you do take time, but don't forget to take care of yourself. All
I,
right.
I appreciate you.
No problem. Thank you. Let Liam stay backstage, okay? So yes, we are wrapping up. I'm going to bring all of our readers back on. We might have one more person just to give a little shout out. And this is just, I should have showed this earlier, but it's here. Celebrate with us, Black Children's Book Week. So this is an all week event. It started on Sunday, February 23rd, and it ends this Saturday. So the way the event works, you can do it all week. You can choose a day, you can choose a time, you can use this week to purchase a book by a Black author. You can go to the library and read a book we had poems that were read. So it's just a week to celebrate us. So again, every year I'm going to do this as God gives me strength. And if you want to participate, even as you get older, I think it's just so important for us to do this as a community. And again, if I can set aside day, one day a month to do something like this, I'll do it. Right. And it's to support you reading out loud, because some people, they read in their head. Even when we pray, some people don't know how to pray out loud because they pray in their head. So we're going to practice doing this so it becomes a norm in our communities. All right. So I'm going to bring all of our readers to the stage. And I know some people are on, we are missing a reader. My Saria is missing. Okay, maybe she'll join again. But can you guys hear me? Are you guys good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, there
Yes,
she is.
I hear you.
Okay, awesome. So I don't know if our audience, I am on YouTube, and I don't know if anyone have any questions for our young readers, or if you guys have questions for each other. But I just wanted to publicly thank all of you. Lynette, Liam, Zaria, Himani, Josiah, Austin. Thank you guys again, it's a school night, and that's why we're going to wrap up now. Some of you probably hungry, you didn't eat dinner. Maybe you have a show that you need to watch, or maybe play one game of Roblox together. I don't know. All right. But I just want to thank you guys. And I hope you understand the importance of reading. Do you understand that reading is fundamental? It's like vital for survival. Do you know that?
Yeah,
Yes.
I know.
Yes, it is. Because if anybody want to be in the NBA, anybody want to be an entrepreneur, what do you guys want to be when you grow up?
Uh,
Liam, I'm gonna ask one at a time. Liam, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be in the NBA.
All right. Austin, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'll come back to Austin. Kemani, what do you want to be when you grow up?
A doctor.
a doctor. Alanette?
I want to be an artist, a black artist, because I really think that for my space. And that's what I want to be an
Awesome.
artist.
Josiah, what about you?
I want to be a professional soccer player.
Nice. Zaria?
I want to be a cosmetologist.
All right. And Austin, back to you.
I want to be a singer.
All right. So with all those different careers, you have to be able to read the contracts that you're going to sign. You have to be able to read the fine lines because they put very fine print. And you have to understand. We okay over there? Everybody, we good? You have to understand. So let's put ourselves on mute if you're not speaking. Let's put ourselves on mute. Okay, great. So yes, you have to be able to read the contracts. You have to be able to read the record deal. You have to be able to read the type of paint you're going to buy for painting. You have to be able to read the soccer draft. You have to be able to read the prescriptions you're going to give the patients. You have to be able to read the all the things with cosmetology. So all these different careers, you have to be able to read. And I learned that where even talking, when you read, it helps your vocabulary. My son and daughter, they text me these acronyms that I have no idea. My son the other day put IDEK. I don't even know what that was, but then I just said it. I don't even know. Just tell me I don't even know instead of putting these letters. And I'm like, I hope y'all don't write like this in school. All right. So writing and reading is very, very vital. At this time, I'm going to leave you guys on the stage. I'm going to bring, well, actually, I'm going to take you guys off the stage because I need one of the cameras. You guys want to say anything to the audience before I put you back down into backstage? Alanette, what do you want to say to the audience?
Thank you for supporting me and Pierce that is on this stage right now. And I really love you guys' books and poems. I really love what you want to be when you grow up. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Alanette. You are a rock star. She definitely is a rock star. So as you tell everyone your last words, I'm going to put you back down into the backstage. Thank you so much, Alanette. Give a wave. Thank you. And thanks, Mom and Dad. All right, who's next? Who wants any last words to the audience? Yes, Josiah?
I just want to say thank you for supporting us and thank you for listening. People keep saying what I'm going to say.
Thank you. Thank you, Josiah. All right. Anybody else? Zaria?
I don't have anything to say.
Okay, so I'll remove you. Thank you so much, Austin. Zaria?
I want to say thank you for supporting us. And yeah.
Thank you, Zaria. So that was our young people, man. You guys are our future. There was a time when I was 7, when I was 8, I was 9, I was 10, right? And you guys are the future, and the future is now. So get ready. So at this time, I'm gonna welcome Miss Takia. Miss Takia is a beautiful gem that I met maybe going on 3 years ago. She's gonna share just something really quickly about. So it's kind of like a partnership, an unknown partnership, but it's very important that we hear what she has to say. Hello.
All right.
I'm gonna give you.
So hi everybody. Thank you for having me on, Clavia. I just want to say that tonight was beautiful. It was it was more than I expected, honestly. And I'm so proud of all of the children. All of them read well. As you know, I am the youth advisor in Seminole County for the NAACP. As Clavia mentioned earlier, we do have a Freedom Library that we built in response to the banning of books in Seminole County by Ron DeSantis. So we welcome you to, if you're interested in donating any books, you can reach out to us. We're on Facebook through Messenger, the Seminole County NAACP youth group, or you can reach me directly to Kia Jones on Facebook or Instagram or the House of Doves. You can reach me through any of those methods, or you can reach out to Clavia and she can get in contact with me. It was a wonderful experience. Thank you so much for doing this, Clavia. It is something that we need to continue to do. As we say, we will not go back. It is very important that we teach our children to read. As Clavia and mentioned earlier, uh, a lot of the times we do score lower, or they do say that African American children don't read as high as some of the others. So these are the kind of things that if they won't do it, it is our responsibility to teach our own children. So I just want to express that tonight. Thank you again. Have a wonderful night, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. This was awesome. Again, we thank you again. It's a school night. It is Wednesday. So I know some of you might be tired. You have things to do. But I would definitely think hard about doing this, maybe quarterly, if not monthly, just so we give ourselves time and space to organize it well. I may not have to be the host, it might be someone else. But if there's a conversation that needs to be had and you want a platform, by all means, hashtag her story is here. And I mean, this platform is what I started, where I wanted women to share their untold stories. But we have stories, children have stories, and men have stories. So thank you again for watching. Hashtag her chosen story. I am your host, Clivia Allen, and I have a little infomercial again. So I'm going to play that before I head out. This one is a logistics and leisure 5K. We need to be healthy. We need to be healthy people, and doesn't matter whether you're in school, whether you're working, whether you are a stay-at-home mom, dad, whatever it is, we need self-care. Reminding even Mrs. Miller, that with all the titles and things that she does, we want to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves. It could be a 15-minute walk, it could be jump roping, it could be riding our bikes, it could be doing jumping jacks in our room. So this is a 5K. 5K is 3 miles. There is a link that it is on social media. You can share it with your family and friends. It begins March 1st until April 1st. There's 30 days that you can just get fit. And hopefully after 7 days, which is a way to start a habit, you can then continue working out. You can continue drinking water. You can continue just doing the things that make you feel good and to stay active. So that's Logistics and Leisure 5K. Again, I am Clivia Allen, and I'm just so happy to, again, have this platform. So there are other people. If you follow me on Chosen Veteran Publishing, there are other individuals doing different types of events this week. So if you just type in Black Children's Book Week, you would see many people around the US hosting different events. But I'm so glad that I, found this platform a few years ago, and here we are celebrating Black Children's Book Week. So I am, again, so happy. And I'll just put my outro on, and you guys, you can hang out to see the outro. You can just leave. But thank you so much, so much.